Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers podcast. Unfortunately, I'm now back in Belfast. We're not together anymore. So yeah, we're back to the old way. With Luke and Lee. How we doing, lads?
Brilliant, mate. Just before we start, a big thank you for hitting 850 subscribers today. Real milestone, and we're only 150 away now from the big one, the 1K. So if you like our stuff, guys, get us out there and we can hit that 1K. And if you haven't seen it on Twitter, the Afropie is doing a giveaway when we hit 1K.
Good
so
stuff.
Get on that, guys. Okay, moving on. Let's start, guys. Where better to start than last night, guys? Lee, you was there. That's all I've got to say. Really.
I feel like this could be interesting.
I'm calm, I think, is the word, because it's not the end of the world. People are having breakdowns. We lost to the team that were champions 2 years ago.
And they'll probably be... I've tipped them to win the league this year, so...
They'll be right up there. They'll be right up there anyway.
They will. And you know what? We started well. First 5 minutes, we were at them. And then I was thinking, hang on, we're going to give them a good game here. And then it all went a bit wrong,
flat,
to say the least.
So flat.
I think
nervousness in midfield.
Really watching it on Sky, the commentator said it like Chelsea stepped up a couple of gears, and as soon as they did, we were nowhere. We were nowhere. As soon as Chelsea put their foot on the gas and stepped up the pace a little bit, we were out of the game completely.
You know, it's probably clear on the telly, but the second we got the ball, which wasn't that often, I don't know what the percentage stats were, probably not great in our favour, but second they had the ball, Kante and Matic did not move. They just sat in front of their back four. And it was so clear that you can tell what we like about Italian stereotypes and the way they play and being very defensive. I said to my brother, if we go 1-0 down here, we're in trouble. And actually, we ended up coming back into it. But because Kante, who had a great game, should have been on the pitch, but had a great, you've got to say, it's a fantastic signing for Chelsea. Brilliant signing. Him and Matic, who looked back to his best as well, actually, just sat. And we just had no one in that hole, if you like, the Payet Lanzini hole that could impact the game.
No, I agree. I mean, that was, like you say, they just sat back. Typical Conte, you know, like you say, an Italian performance, exactly what you would expect. And like you say, because we didn't have that attacking player, we didn't have that flair player, we had Norvite, Kouyaté and Noble all pretty much sitting back as defensive midfielders. There was no outlet.
Norvite and Noble, the amount of times they gave the ball away in the midfield was like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
That was the key thing for me, the cheap giving away possession so cheaply, time and time again.
Pinging it. It's like Reed got the ball, boom, aim this ball up to Andy Carroll, and Andy Carroll, after he did work hard, I'm not going to deny that, but he got bullied by Cahill and Terry last night.
Yeah, Terry beat him to everything.
Yeah. See, he won 55% of his duels. Carol, I've looked at the stats.
I can't see how that.
He won 55% of his duels, and I tell you what, I thought he was outstanding last night.
I know he did have a good game.
He was outstanding.
He had a good game, but he was isolated.
He worked hard.
He was completely isolated.
He worked hard. He can't hold the ball up.
Oh, come on.
He can't pass. He can't score goals unless it's a cross that's on his head.
I'm going to defend him here. Was there one cross put in that box last night?
No. Not until Payet came on.
No,
fair enough. Listen.
So you're saying he can't score goals. What do you want him to do? Pick up the ball on the halfway line, take it by 7 players and score?
Yeah.
There's only about 3 players in the world that can do that.
No, basically, what I'm saying is he doesn't offer...
If you're playing Andy Carroll as your striker, he needs service. We did not give him service.
I agree.
He worked his socks off. I haven't seen the running stats, but I bet he's right at the top.
Yeah, but this is what people say. Listen, you said this last night, right? What did I say? You said...
I went to bed.
You said, Carroll was working hard. He had a great game. He was working hard. He running his socks off. Guess who else did? Valencia.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he was shocking.
You know, there was a moment.
He never stopped running.
In that first half, Enner Valencia was stood up front. Andy Carroll was doing his job on the left wing.
Why was Carroll does that all the time though? You can't blame Valencia for that. Carroll did that. Carroll's done that for years. The amount of times Carroll drifts off to that left wing, he always does that.
Do you blame him though if he's isolated?
I do, because he's a striker. He's a centre forward. What's he doing?
How many strikers stay in the centre forward position for 90 minutes?
How many strikers are Andy Carroll, where all they can do is head a ball in the goal?
That's not true.
It's true.
Come on.
I've been saying this for how long? But anyway, listen, I don't want to have a go at Andy Carroll because You're right. The service was bad. Valencia was crap. Ayew did nothing before he got injured.
Torre did nothing as well.
Torre did nothing.
I'm not
He
seeing
looked
this.
overweight.
I
He
said
looked
it in my
very
review,
unfit.
I'm not seeing this player that's been massively hyped.
He looked very unfit.
We missed Faguli as well. Faguli
Faguli
one of our
was a
star
big
players
miss,
of the
yeah.
pre-season. But I don't know. I don't want to touch on the main issue yet because we'll discuss that in a minute, what the main issue is from last night. But
For me, no one was good.
I said in my review as well, we do miss Sacco. Lee said it in last week's podcast. The running. That's what them two defenders needed. Like Terry, come on, Sacco running at you.
Yeah,
Can I just say, I don't want to labour the point too much on Carroll, but he got no protection from the ref yesterday. He was getting fouled.
I will give you that, Lee.
He never does. The ref was absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling. What's his name?
Oh,
We've had it with him before. He's the guy who sent off Cole, wasn't it?
no, Cole or Noble, one of, or even both. I know he's very red card happy, which is weird because he did.
Well, he was the ref at Stamford Bridge last year, I believe.
I thought that was Madley.
Maybe I read it wrong then last night. But there was a point I remember Carroll controlled the ball and Cahill deliberately put his head right in, really low, like the whole waist level, and it was classed as high foot.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
he put his foot down.
Yeah.
He put his head at Carroll's foot level.
The ref was absolutely appalling. I mean, as I'm sure we'll go into later, I mean, Costa should have been sent off about 3 times. Kante should have gone as well. I mean, shocking refereeing. But positives, I thought the defence, apart from Antonio aside, I thought the defence looked good. I think Collins and Reed looked pretty solid together until the goal, the winning goal, which maybe could have done better with, and the new guy.
No, the new guy was brilliant.
Masuaku.
Lovely touches, actually. I thought nice.
He just looked
flicks.
strong as well. He didn't really get done by William.
He's a big guy, isn't he? He's a big guy.
Big for a fullback. Yeah.
He will definitely be keeping Cresswell on his toes when Cresswell comes back. Who knows? Cresswell could be pushed up. I don't know. I see Cresswell as maybe as a Gareth Bale style winger in the future. Not as good, obviously, but he could definitely play on the wing. Do you not think?
I reckon this other guy could play on the wing. To be honest, looking at him last night. I mean, he's pacey. He's got a good.
Any other positives from the game, guys?
Adrian played well.
Yeah, no, he did. I will give it. Apart from that stupid bloody thing where he started doing a Cruyff turn and Costa nearly took him out.
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, I've seen a lot of people slating him for that. If Neuer did that, everyone says he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Adrian does it. Oh, what's he doing?
In regards to the foul, though, as I said in my review, if Courtois was doing that, do you want Andy Carroll sliding?
No, mate. Have you seen the replays though?
Not really. No.
If you see the replays, and they said after the game, Carragher said that was a straight red. He caught him halfway up the shin and raked him. He raked him with his studs. That was a filthy tackle. I agree. He had the right to go for it, but it doesn't matter. He didn't get it, and that was a filthy tackle. And he knew straight away he was in trouble. He should have been gone. And then, like I say, he should have been sent off there. After he did score, he ran into the crowd. He should have been sent off there. Yep. Didn't get booked again. There were a few. There was one other one. I can't think of what it was now. Where another time he should have been carded, but it was ridiculous. And then, like I say, Kante went through the back of play. Nothing.
Yeah, I think refs do lose their bottle at Stamford Bridge. I really do.
Top 4 teams, big teams like Old Trafford. What do you get at Old Trafford? You get nothing at Old Trafford. Just looking at wider picture though, before we get on to the issue, big issue.
Can I just say, sorry, Lee, before you just carry on, one more positive I'd like to point out before Lee puts his point. Obviously, Dimitri Payet played, and he did have an impact. Then he took the corner, and it was and another positive. Obviously, Collins, what a goal!
Yeah, like I say, I think the defense played well. That was a great finish from Ginge.
You know what it reminded me of? Sorry, Lee, I know you're really desperate to get in, but that reminded me last night of an Allardyce-like performance where the defence was on point, but it got to a point where if we don't score, we're going to concede at some point. Like the defence did what they could do, and at some point you are going to concede, and that's what it was for me last night, an Allardyce performance. Lee.
I just want to sort of look bigger picture. One, we played really bad and only lost 2-1. let's look at it that way. 2, it's first game of the season, plenty of time to get things right.
Oh yeah, it's not panic stations. It really
It's not panic, but it is for some people for some reason on Twitter. They're going mental. You read, I don't see half the time. I don't know if people have been sarcastic on there. I can't quite gauge it in my head, and I get wound up by it. And I promised myself I won't look on Twitter this morning.
If we lose to Bournemouth, is it panic station?
No, it's still not the end of the world. It can't be panic stations.
Go Man City and lose, and then you've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, but that's still the first 3 games of the season. There's still another 35 games to play.
The confidence can be drained out of you in them first 3 games.
Well, then you'd have to see how they respond, wouldn't you? Don't forget as well, we'll be playing in the Europa as well. Hopefully, we'll beat Astra. That will help with the confidence. Do you know what I mean? So there are games to break it up if we are losing in the league. I don't think we'll lose to Bournemouth. I really don't.
No, they didn't really show much the weekend from what I see.
And you'd think we have to be better. We can't be worse than that.
No, and I think Dimmick will start as well on Sunday.
And the thing that you always say, Luke, is we never lost 2 games in a row under Slav, and let's hope that stays. But as I say, bigger picture, let's all calm down a bit, eh?
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
No, I agree. I totally agree. You do get manned up because you get the hype of the new season, but yeah,
it's just. Before the game, if you'd have said to nearly any West Ham fan before the game we were going to lose 2-1, they probably would have took that. They would have said, well, yeah, all right, we can understand that. Like I say, Chelsea are probably going to be up there. I've been backing them all summer to win the league. And I still think they'll be in with a shout. They'll be right up there. We lost to a real stupid penalty and then an 89th minute goal to a player that shouldn't have been on the pitch. You know, that's not a disaster by any stretch. We didn't get smashed 6-0.
Just on that, quickly, any fault for Adrian for the goal, second goal?
It was difficult.
It was a good goal. It was right.
It was a good goal. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people saying he weren't in the middle of his goal, but he was coming across. He couldn't. He had Collins blocking him. He couldn't see, so he stepped across to see, and then the ball was going in. And it did go. It went through Collins' legs, so Adrian wouldn't have seen that till late.
Yeah, I think if any fault lies, I mean, it was a great finish, regardless of whether he should have been on the pitch. It was a great finish, right? If any fault lies, it's they should have closed him down at the edge of the box. They sat off him too much, and that's what happens.
Yeah, and obviously, let's get on to some of the negatives. Obviously, Ayew injured. We don't know for how long. He didn't really do anything.
Nothing really.
Didn't look a £20 million player.
No, he didn't. He did nothing at all.
To me. But let's get on to it, guys. The big issue floating around Twitter everywhere last night is Antonio, and I feel so sorry for him.
I'm gutted for him. Gutted for him.
I love the guy. Honestly, I love the guy. Like, I think he's a fantastic player. But this right back issue, and we've been talking about this for God knows how long now. And I think let's have a real deep discussion about it, because all we do is sort of go, we've talked about that, But last night, I think, was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. No, it was. It was.
Have you seen Antonio's face, Lee?
Yeah, I've seen it, and I saw him go straight down the tunnel last night, and
Slav turned away, didn't go over to him.
That's the bit I've got issue with, and it's going to be the opposite of what you think. I think. Why should he give him a handshake? But he just conceded a penalty.
Yeah. No, listen, right. The one thing I want to say about that is, it was Slav's decision to put him there. We all see that he should be playing right back. He knows himself he should be playing right back. It's Slav's decision to put him at right back. So if any mistakes happen, he has to take his part of responsibility for that.
But the mistake wasn't a right back mistake.
Oh, it was a bad mistake.
Footballer. It was a professional footballer mistake.
I'm not going to argue that. It was a stupid mistake.
But no, Torre and Valencia were playing as left wing backs yesterday when they was on the pitch. We didn't have wingers. We had 4, 5, 6 across the back essentially for most of the game. So even with the players that were playing as wingers were playing as fullbacks essentially, because Paul, you're smiling.
I am, yeah.
They weren't playing as proper wingers because they weren't supporting Andy.
Yeah, but they were never in a penalty box either. They weren't in the box defending.
Oh, I think they were.
No, they weren't.
There was times when we had 10 men behind the ball.
Not to that extent. Listen, it was
the only reason Antonio was in the box was because he gave the ball away.
Yeah, it was a stupid mistake, and he did all right first of all, and then he did the little skill to turn away, and then he should have just cleared it. He should have just got rid of it. He didn't. He tried to dribble it out, but that's his instincts. He's a forward. He's a forward. That's his instincts, is to take players on.
But it's not the first time, is it?
No, so he shouldn't be playing there, should he?
Learn your lesson. If the manager's playing you in that position, learn your lesson.
Yeah, but if he can't learn his lesson, why does Slav keep playing him there?
Well, that's my question. That's what I've been saying all day. That's what I was saying last night on Twitter and this morning. There must be a reason. It's not. It's. I struggle to believe that it's stubbornness. I really do.
I can't think of any other reason why.
Slaven Bilic is a Premier League manager. That is the pinnacle, apart from an international manager, which he's done. This is the pinnacle of his career, being a Premier League manager at a club that he loves. Why would he try and jeopardise that by playing a player in the wrong position? Why?
Who's saying he's trying to jeopardise it?
Because everyone can see that Antonio's not a right back, but Bilic keeps playing him.
Yeah,
there.
but that happens. It doesn't mean it might not even be intentional. But it's his pride, stubbornness, whatever. I don't know. I can't think of any other reason why. There's no reason. There was no reason to play Antonio at right back last night.
He got moved there originally because obviously Jenkinson got injured and Tompkins was injured. I've got no issue with him being a cover right back, which he was. But that was a position that needed sorting, didn't it? And like Dave said it on the show, like he sees him as a right back. But I don't know. Is it because he doesn't rate him and he wants him to make so many mistakes that he don't have to play him if you want to go conspiracy?
I read earlier today that he's not Bilic's type of winger. Essentially,
Was he a Bilic signing?
No, apparently not.
Yeah,
no,
he signed under Bilic, but was that a Dave signing?
Well, that's when he first signed. It was all Slav didn't want him. Slav didn't rate him because as we've said before, it took him a long time before he even did break into the team at all. But I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair on Antonio. We should either play him in his proper position or sell him.
Yeah,
because we're destroying that lad's career.
Why didn't, like I see this on Twitter and I totally agree, why didn't Valencia come off last night, Byram going at right back and Antonio pushed up?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's another question for you, Lee, right? As talking about Slav not being stubborn, why does he keep playing Valencia? Every week you say how bad Valencia is. Why does he keep playing him? There was no reason really to play him last night. He could have played Antonio on the right wing and he could have played Ayew on the left, which is where he played for Swansea.
You know I'm not picking the team, right?
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, no one's faultless.
Well, the decision is Bilic's decision because he thinks that's the best thing. Surely.
Well, if he does, then he's not up to it as a manager, is he?
Then what? Leave?
No, not leave.
Leave, but he's not infallible.
What I see is if he keeps playing him there, are the fans going to start siding with Antonio?
It's already happened.
Bilic's back.
Mate, it's already happened. Last night it happened. It happened last night.
I mean, all this, and I'm not allowed to swear on here because of iTunes, but all this rubbish about pray for Antonio and justice for Antonio, come on, piss off. Seriously. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's too. I actually see. You'll love this. I saw a thing on Knees Up Mother Brown earlier, and it was a guy talking about setting up a petition,
Come on now.
saying that Antonio shouldn't play. No, that's too much. That's obviously ridiculous.
People tweeting the chairman, David Gold and David Sullivan and Jack Sullivan, to pass on to your dad, blah, 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 blah. You do not want to be in a situation where the chairman is telling the manager which team to pick. Trust me. You do not want that situation. So stop tweeting the fucking chairman's kids and the other chairman on Twitter because they don't pick the team, believe it or not.
But
the manager picks the team.
This is
he
true.
makes them buy those decisions. So he continues to play Antonio at right back, which it looks like he will do. Okay, if he continues to do that, then he will lose his job eventually because it will cost us goals.
Yeah.
And he has to live and die by those decisions. So just let it be. People are moaning on Twitter and sending justice for Antonio. It's going to make no difference.
Yeah, but people have a right to voice their opinion.
Of course they do.
Yeah, because if you go 10 games in and Antonio's at fault for 6 goals and then oh dear, we're in the bottom 3 after 10 games, I'm just going worst case scenario.
Yeah, we don't think that will happen, but, you know.
Yeah.
Can I just say, we didn't lose that game 2-1 last night because of Antonio.
I agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we lost the midfield battle.
To say that we'll go on a 10-game losing run because we're playing Antonio right back, I don't.
But how many goals so far in competitive games have been Antonio's fault?
Competitive games,
in recent times as well. So, MK Darles 2 goals straight away. Last night
3.
Last season, Martial. There's probably
that was Randolph.
About 3 or 4.
Martial was Randolph.
Randolph should have saved it, yeah, but Antonio let him inside.
Yeah. So, how many more can you have?
But we're not going to go on a 10-game run. Just because Antonio's playing right back doesn't mean we're going to go on a 10-game losing run.
Well, but if we're conceding goals down that side because of it, then it does it?
Yeah, and it's clear that teams know that's the weak spot.
Look how many times last night they pinged that diagonal across to Hazard. to take on Antonio.
I mean, Hazard's up there, top 10 players in the world.
But when Byram come on, that weren't happening as much.
Oh, come on.
It weren't. No, it weren't.
Byram played well. I thought he twisted him once when he first come on because he weren't obviously up to the pace of the match. After that, he didn't really get past.
I mean, there's other things you got to take into consideration. His first game of the season, players' fitness ain't up. So Byram came on what he need 50th minute, was it?
Yeah.
50th minute. So he wasn't going to be a sharp Hazard as he was.
So now you're making excuses for Chelsea.
I'm not making excuses.
Byram's a good player.
Listen, can I just say here and now, I am not saying just before I start getting abused and the figure as well. I don't think Antonio should play at right back 100%. But all this stuff about Bilic should have shook his hand when he come off and all that business. No, he conceded a penalty. He was at fault for the goal. Sit down. The fact he went down the down the tunnel without sitting and watching his teammates, he went down in my expectations.
Do you think then that's better in the long run to completely destroy his confidence, to completely break him down? You think that's better for the team in the long run?
I mean, the guy's a professional footballer. He should be able to deal with. He's on what, 30 grand a week. He should be able to deal with getting taken off.
That's not how it works, though, is it? Just because it doesn't, regardless of how much people get paid, that don't mean they're not human beings and they've got feelings.
We should be big enough and ugly enough to take it.
I'll be honest, I prefer it when I see a player sulking when they're taken off.
Yes,
I see a player coming off going, oh yeah.
No, they're sulking and then it's going straight down the tunnel. The first
well, he didn't. First of all,
so what?
He's been humiliated in a position that he doesn't want to play in.
Yeah, but if you love football that much, you should play in any position. You should be willing to play in any position.
Not at that level. Not at that.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Look at James Milner. He's now Liverpool's first choice left back. He is. He is. And he'll do it. And he'll do it and he won't moan.
Nah.
Yeah, but that's because he can play there. That's because he actually can play there.
Yeah, that's something else I saw yesterday. A lot of people were saying about Antonio Valencia. They were saying, oh, Antonio Valencia can play right back. Why can't Antonio? Well, they're different players.
In hindsight now, should we have sold Tompkins?
Well, I don't think we wanted to sell Thomas. I think he wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he could have played at right back. And I would have had him at right back. He could have moved. He hasn't got the pace.
But we shouldn't even need to be talking about that. Why didn't we just sign a right back?
Yeah, and Byram, what did Byram sign for? We signed him because we wanted to beat Everton. And then there's this, like, he doesn't want to play him sort of thing.
This boils down to one thing. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face. It boils down to one thing. Bilic thinks Antonio's the best choice at right back. You've got to agree that.
No, I do agree with that. And it's been said by many higher sources as well.
If he does genuinely think that, then there's obviously something wrong.
But that's all it boils down to, isn't it? Bilic, that's what Bilic thought was our best possible side to get a result with Chelsea yesterday, the team he put out.
Yeah, I think Bilic looks at him and maybe thinks, oh, he could be developed into a Kyle Walker style, but he hasn't got the defensive skill. He's got the pace and the attacking side of Kyle Walker, but he hasn't got the defensive side. It's
not going to happen. It's not going. It's clear for everyone to see. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Antonio will never be a right back.
Yeah, so looking ahead to Astral, guys, who's your right back then? As I think Lee pointed out that obviously Masuaku, or however you pronounce it.
Masuaku.
Yeah, you tell us guys how you pronounce it. Can't play left back on Thursday because is he cup tired? Is he leave?
It's a bit weird. He played in the Champions League qualifiers for, was it Olympiacos or Panathinaikos, one of them, where we signed him from. So he can only play in the Europa League when and if we get to the group stages.
So will it be Byron back at left back and Antonio forced to play at right back again, Paul?
It's probably going to have to be, isn't it? I mean, it's farcical. The whole situation is a joke. The whole situation is a joke. Like, as I was saying, so now what happens after turning his back on Antonio, completely mugging him off on Sky, on telly as well, completely humiliating him? What, is he then going to turn around to him and say, oh, mate, listen, you're back there on Thursday?
I don't know. For me personally, I would like to see Ogbonna played at left back possibly and Byron played at right back for me.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, what's the alternative? Yeah,
that's not a bad shot. That's not a bad shot. But again, is Ogbonna registered in that squad?
I think he's in the squad, but whether he's match fit to play 90 minutes.
And he didn't look good for Italy at left back during the Euros, but obviously that's the international stage. It's a bit different. He's certainly got the pace.
He can play in a free, can't he, Ogbonna? Because I think Italy play in a free, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, Juventus never played fullbacks, did they?
No.
It was just free, wasn't it?
And that's where he played. He played on the left of the... Yeah.
When he would play, yeah.
When he would play, because obviously Chiellini plays there, but yeah.
I mean, I'll say in my in my preview of the match, I'd like to see Oxford and Bonner at centre half. I think that's a partnership which has got real potential, both quick.
And then who's your left back?
Strong. Well, I mean, I think it will be Byram, and if he's going to play Antonio, don't know. The other options you've got to look at, you've got Reece Burke, you've got Nordvet, who I guess could drop in there. You've got Chiarte, who could probably drop in there. It'd be a waste because you need him in midfield.
You go 3 at the back.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see him go 3 at the back.
We did. I mean, last season, thinking back to the Tottenham game, the Everton away game, Chiarte played right centre half in both those games, and Antonio played as right wing back in those. So it's an option, I guess, and we won both those games, obviously. But you take Chiarte out of midfield and you miss a big player.
Oh, yeah, you miss a big.
I think
you do. Although saying that, he was pretty. He didn't really do much against Chelsea. He was pretty anonymous against Chelsea.
Do you know who we needed last night? You know who we were crying out for was Obiang. The guy can keep the ball.
Yeah, but so could you. Yeah, we were saying that about Nordvet as well, being good holding the ball, distributing it. But I don't know. I think what we really needed was an attacking midfielder. We missed Lanzini.
We did. We missed that little.
There was no outlet. There was nothing to bridge the gap between Carroll and those midfielders, those three. There was no one there to bridge the gap. That's really what Valencia and Ayew and then Torre should have been doing, but they weren't really doing it. Faguli did that really well pre-season.
We said that about him reading the flicks and things. Faguli.
Was there any? Is there any news on how long he's out for yet?
I haven't heard anything at all.
Just a minor one. No? So what we're hoping for, without going into too much detail, because obviously Lee's preview will probably be out the same day as the podcast, but I'm hoping again, like Lee says, just get a win, get an away goal, come back 1-0, 2-0, it doesn't matter.
Anything for away goal, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, to get an away goal, and you're in good position in the second leg.
Yeah. Like we said, in terms of the selection, we can't go too deep with it because obviously we've got to look ahead to the Sunday game, Bournemouth, and we have to get used to this rotation now of Thursday, Sunday if we are to progress. Looking ahead at Bournemouth, what was it? They played Man United, didn't they? Yeah, obviously they got tucked in by a very good Man United side. Was there anything there from Bournemouth that sort of scares you ahead of Sunday?
I mean, when they played us last season at home, they did us on the counter-attack, and I suspect they'll do that again. I don't know. Hopefully it won't be as successful.
Watching them, did you watch them play against Man United?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Yeah, I watched it as well. And to be honest, they didn't there was a lot made about the pace of their front three, but they didn't really do much. Jordan Ibe, obviously their record signing. He was busy, but he weren't really dangerous. Do you know what I mean?
Their best player was their right back, actually, Smith, the guy who scored the goal for them. He looked quite handy going forward, and he's got a good shot on him.
To be honest, they don't really worry me that much. I think
we should be beating them, but
we should have enough. I mean, it's so difficult because of obviously our squad's just decimated, and we are playing on the Thursday. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this season pans out. Like you say yourself, Luke, how we're going to juggle getting used to playing midweek and weekends every week. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, for me, like especially these early rounds, Dimmy shouldn't even travel Thursday. They're ready for Sunday.
I think he'll start.
Bread and butter at the end of the day.
I think maybe if Ayew hadn't got the injury, he may have been on the bench again. But now that's happened, I'm 99% sure that Payet will start on Sunday. And hopefully Lanzini.
Fletcher start actually on Thursday. Carroll Warm.
That or Calieri's obviously signed now, can come in there as well. Sorry, I've lost.
Lanzini, you were talking about.
Lanzini, Lanzini should be back on the bench. Hopefully, he's been training now for a week and a half.
That's really good. I thought he was going to be out for a couple of months.
No, he's back in training. So
that'd be nice if he is.
Let's hope that he can make it. If not, in maybe Man City or after the international break. But
okay, this obviously caused massive debate during the show we all did together. But obviously David Gold and Slaven has come out and said about Sacco. Now, I said last week to you guys, do you think he's got a future? Do you think he'll ever play in a West Ham shirt again? It seems the door's been opened again for him to play. And I'm going to be honest, I want to see him play. We've got a player there that we bloody need at the minute. Put him in.
I'd play him Thursday.
There's two. I think there's two ways you could look into that. The first way is that's basically their way of saying we're not spending any more money. That's it. We've
Which
done.
is disappointing.
The other way you could look at it is maybe they're trying to. They don't want to completely slate him if they are still trying to sell him.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
If they're trying to sell him, then they're gonna want to, make it look like he's not this absolute arsehole, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know we're paying his wages? The guy should be playing.
Yeah, I would put him in. I would put him in until the guy is gone. Very much like what West Brom done with Berahino. Until he's gone, he's our player. Play him.
Mm.
He's only going to make it harder for himself by coming on and playing crap.
That's what I mean. He's in his best interest. If he wants to leave,
come on and play well.
To play well, it's in his best interest to do that. I would play him Thursday. I'd throw him straight in and say, go and prove your worth.
So if Ayu's injury is a bad one, which we don't know, apparently it's not, what do we need now in the transfer market? I think we still need a striker, I'll be honest.
Yeah. We need a striker, we need a right back, and we could probably do with another centre half as well, to be honest.
I think centre half's okay.
I think we're okay.
We've got. I suppose
we've
looking at I suppose the two Reeses, if they're ready to cover, then we're probably fine.
So I'm going to throw a curveball in now. In the last hour, Sky sources have said that Joe Hart will be leaving Man City this summer.
No,
you wouldn't have him. You wouldn't have Joe Hart.
No. For the amount it'd cost, and for the wages he'd want, is he that much of an upgrade on Adrian?
I think it's that thing again though of point to prove. I like players with points to prove. Like he comes in, okay, Pep, you got rid of me, but now I'm one of the best goalkeepers in the league at West Ham.
No,
I personally think he will go Everton because Everton need that sort of replacement, don't they? From Tim Howard, they've not got a proper goalkeeper now.
No, I honestly really don't think he's much of a step up, if at all, from Adrian.
I would like him. Lee, you also pointed out just a minute ago that Watford have had a bid accepted for Pereira.
Again, Sky. But
against Sky, yeah, but that's another player that we potentially miss out on because we want to piss poor about with loans.
I'll tell you what, you say, what do we need? That would be a good signing because, as was crying out for yesterday, we need a backup or replacement for Lanzini.
Yeah, an attacking midfielder that's got a little bit about him. Like if Payet, I don't think if Payet got injured again like he did last year, and Lanzini seems to break down every now and then we've got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing attacking wise. Faguli, obviously, we did miss Faguli yesterday. I think if Faguli was started and then Payet come on yesterday, I think it might have been a different game.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said earlier, is that link between the defensive midfielders and the striker. We needed that link, which we didn't. So there we go. So what do we need? We need a striker. We need an attacking midfielder. We need right back. And that's so what's that? 3 signings.
If you could only, I don't think we're going to do any more business, to be honest, unless we sell Sacco
I think
or
we will.
Valencia.
I'll still
buy one more.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
prioritise. Choose one.
Prioritise striker.
Yeah.
Over right back.
Yeah, over right back. Yeah.
Because we have got Byram.
Yeah.
So if Byron gets injured, you don't get Antonio for the rest of the season. Bearing in mind, and we've seen his record with suspensions, Sam Byram. He came to us on 8 bookings, quickly got to 10, and don't forget it was then that he couldn't get back in the side because he got to that 10 booking, and Antonio came in and replaced him.
But if we don't sign a striker, who the hell are we going to play up front?
If Andy Carroll gets injured now, let's pretend that Ayu's injured for 6-7 weeks. Andy Carroll gets injured on Sunday, we are absolutely finished.
Well, then you say, Sacco, you're not leaving, you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, Sacco, as we've discussed,
then he sulks off.
He sulks off, and he ain't that much of a goal scorer anyway. Valencia can't buy a goal at the minute.
I'm very excited about this Cagliari guy. I'm very excited. But
is he a number 9 or is he more of a number 10?
Is he ready to do that?
Much about him.
I can see him being like a little bit of a Zarate for a while, where he's got bags of tricks but don't know when to release. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I really know anything about him at all, to be honest. I actually think he's another one who's quite good in the air.
Well, the only sort of thing we can take from it is that Barcelona were sniffing around. And if they're sniffing around, they've got to have seen something really good.
Well, fingers crossed him and Lanzini have a bit of chemistry. And
yeah,
they can do some stuff together.
Yeah, it's actually a shame that Well, it is and it ain't, because it was good for us in the long run. But it's a shame Lanzini didn't go to the Olympics, because you would have seen that link up.
Yeah, to see what that was about. Okay, there was some little spattings of transfer news. I remember reading about Carroll possibly could leave if
Palace.
the Benteke thing don't go to Palace. What's your thoughts on that? Obviously,
Not going to happen.
Be absolutely heartbroken, but
Unless we've got another one in the door, it will never happen. No, it won't happen.
I can't see us selling him to a rival.
No, I think. Well, I can. I think if we had a replacement, they'd get rid of him, because he is an injury waiting to happen. And I
In
think
the current market, what is Andy Carroll worth?
This is a difficult question.
18.
I've seen a lot of people saying, well, he's got to be worth at least 25, 30 million. He's not worth anywhere near that.
I think
no
18.
players.
I think he could get 18 purely because he's English and he's a target man.
Yeah, I suppose if you think about what was Sacco going to go for? What, 15?
15 up to 18, yeah.
So I suppose if Sacco's worth that, Carroll's got to be worth that.
Would you sell?
No.
If we had a replacement, yeah. He's as we've said so many times, and I know it comes across that I slag off Carroll all the time, but I like it. I do like Andy Carroll. I like him. I like Andy Carroll. He's the best at what he does. I just don't think he suits our club. I don't think he suits the way we want to play. I don't think he's ever going to score as many goals as we'll need him to. That's basically it, really. I do like him. I don't want him to be West Ham's main striker.
No.
Do you know, and for all the times I've bigged him up, his best role for West Ham will be a sub.
Impact. That's when he was at his best last year as well. Coming on, tired defenders, can't really deal with the jumping and the physical side towards the last half hour of a game.
You need options. We've all said it about England in the summer at the Euros. They needed an Andy Carroll to come off because they had nothing like him. And there are certain games a year, I'm thinking Arsenal, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe Man United, slightly weak centrally. There are games when Andy Carroll will be a fantastic asset to our team, but last night wasn't one of them.
I think, I'm going to go out and sound a bit like Lee here. I think Andy Carroll is the best plan B in the Premier League.
He is,
I'd agree with that,
yeah. By far.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, I like Andy. I just don't want him to be West Ham's main striker.
He's not plan A. That's what
But
it is.
while he's at the club, because of what we paid for him and because of the wages he's on, he's going to be.
Well, you say he's not plan A. He is. He is plan A.
At the moment, I don't want him to be, though.
That's what I mean.
It was all the promises, see? All these promises of Bacca, Lacazette, Mich Bastial. That's the plan A that we wanted. And why they've turned Bacca down, I do not know. It's just so silly. Why buy Ayew, who's not a striker? Carlos Bacca is a striker.
Well,
yet we decided to sign him.
So we're going to go back to a subject we were talking about earlier. It was Bilic's choice, apparently.
Yeah, and I just don't. That is one, again, in Slav we trust, but that I don't agree with at all.
Do you know the elephant in the room? And I mentioned this about a month ago. Besiktas finished about fifth when he was there. They won the league the year he went. I say no more.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be like Lee now, and I'm just going to slip one in for controversy's sakes. Do you think maybe we've just been a bit sort of brainwashed because things were so bad under Sam? Anything was going to be better, and now maybe we think he's better than he is.
Because last year you've got to think of all the records we broke last year.
Yeah, that was the best football I've seen in my lifetime.
Away goals, first ever positive goal difference, record points total.
Do you know,
it definitely wasn't.
But was that just like the weight of Sam being lifted?
Nah,
maybe.
we were.
Or was we carried by Dimitri Payet? Mm-hmm. Was we carried by him? I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to throw another one in now. I think Payet's going to have a bad season.
I don't.
No.
He showed, even last night when he came on, he showed the difference.
As soon as he come on, our team sort of lifted straight away. As soon as he come on, as soon as Lanzini's back as well, and they're both on pinging it about to each other, I think that will just.
It's that constant threat as well. You see, he came on, and then we got that free kick just outside the box.
He's looking for it. He's looking for it all the time.
But Carroll won that.
16th of August, 1828. I think he's going to have a bad season.
Okay.
No, Carroll won that free kick. He did well, actually, Lee, to win that. He actually did exactly what Cahill did previously and dropped his head down. And I think Carroll actually probably dived there to win that. But it's that fear. As soon as that free kick was given, everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like
It's that as well with a player of Payet's class, because defenders are so occupied on him. It frees up, like if Antonio's playing right wing or Fagudi's playing right wing, it frees up their space because you've got two defenders over here watching Payet.
And I'll tell you what. See, when that free kick it hit the wall, the Chelsea fans celebrated that like it saved a penalty.
Yeah, because it's like giving away a penalty when he's got a free kick.
Actually, you know, say about the Chelsea fans, how pathetic were they last night? Celebrating like they won the league, beating Little West Ham. Pathetic.
It just shows how bad a season they had last year, though. As
and
well.
it shows how far we've come as well.
Into the stands as well.
He's a great manager, though. I like Conte.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's the transfer news. That's our sort of mini preview of the games. I'll be back with a real preview of Bournemouth. Lee's going to film his Astra preview at some point tonight, I think, or which will go out tomorrow. A couple of questions, guys. We've got, do you think we need any more signings, or are you happy with the ones that we've already got from Jake Gestico? We've touched on that.
Yeah, pretty much just talked about that.
Striker, 100 million % Jake.
Striker, right back, attacking midfielder.
Right back.
There you go. We're basically striker, attacking midfielder, right back.
Yeah. Antonio sub. Could someone else have come out, moved Antonio up, and put Byram at right back? Did depth cause the original 11? So basically, Josh is saying that did our lack of depth cause the reason that the 11 was the 11 last night?
No. You can't use that excuse because that's again. I did see a few people saying that. You know, I saw a few people saying again. Still, was Slav trying to make a point to the board to say, this is what I've got to play. But no, I don't buy that because he didn't have to start that team. He could have played Antonio further forward. Like I say, he could have played Antonio further forward. He could have played Ayew on the left wing instead of Valencia, which is where he played for Swansea. He could have played Byram at right back. There were plenty of options. There were loads of options for him available. But he decided, as Lee says, maybe he genuinely believes that was the best thing to do. He decided, no, I'm going to play Antonio at right back. I'm going to play Valencia on the left wing. It didn't work.
I mean, look at our bench last night. It was still quite strong. You know, striker obviously, but it was a strong bench. There were no
But why wasn't Fletcher on the bench unless he is starting on Thursday night?
Well, he played and scored for the development squad on Sunday. Saturday.
So did who else scored? I read
Martinez.
Was it Martinez as well scored as well?
Yeah, we have as well, don't we? I forgot about him.
Yeah, so I imagine that them two will be used more for the Europa. But yeah, I mean there were options available there. I don't buy that. I don't buy the fact that he was forced into playing him there. I don't buy that at all.
That's all the questions this week. Obviously, we filmed the show a bit early, so didn't get a lot of time to get the questions in. Is there anything else, guys, that you have seen? Any news? I know Lee touched on that, actually, the safe standing thing. Let's just have a little touch on that. What is your opinion on that?
The whole standing thing, I mean, first and foremost, the email from Kevin Brady, hopefully you've seen it. If you know it's on the website, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This, I think I'm kind of torn. I think the club should have done more to at the meetings to have said this will be an area where people stand. I think they did it to some people. They didn't do it to everyone. Secondly, I think they should have applied for the safe standing and had the stand that we're in the East Stand would look amazing like that. It's sort of in an old-fashioned cop style. So it's a shame they didn't do that. Maybe it'll come later down the line. It seems to work at Celtic, but obviously there's a big sort of decision process behind getting it. Again, it's caused a lot of arguments. It's caused a lot of arguments.
I agree with it. All should have been done during the transition period of this is going to be where people will be allowed to stand up. Go there if you want to stand up.
The other issue with it is that there were a lot of people that didn't go to Upton Park that are now there. And if you did go to Upton Park, you'd know that the Bobby Moore stand, the lower tier, has been standing for however long the Bobby Moore stand's been there. It's just been a standing tier. And then people have bought season tickets in there who necessarily perhaps sat somewhere else, or as we've seen, probably not even a West Ham fan maybe, and then they expect to sit down and watch the match. I mean, what game was I watching? It was the Chelsea, what I'm talking about, it was at the game yesterday. Chelsea were getting free kicks and corners and their fans were just sat there. It's like when you've got a free kick or corner and you stand up, get behind the side. I mean, I don't believe that you're not a proper fan if you don't stand up for 1 minute. But when there are minutes like that, like a corner or a throw-in, you should be on your feet ready to celebrate a goal that's about to hopefully come. And you see it last night at Chelsea, they just sort of sat there and sort of politely clapped. One other point, I'm really sorry. Someone did a YouTube video in the 1966 bit, and I know it's only a friendly, but when the goals went in, they just sat there and gave a round of applause like that. Didn't even stand up.
Yeah, but that's corporate, isn't it? So half of them ain't West Ham fans anyway.
I know, but you still get involved, and
I agree completely. I agree. And when you said that, I said as well when for the playoff final at Wembley, I sat in the Club Wembley seats, and the atmosphere was terrible. And as I said as well, it's all like no colours or nothing. It's crap. I regret sitting there. I wish I hadn't. I'd rather be sitting basically in the cheap seats because the atmosphere.
Because that's where the real fans are.
Yeah, I remember sitting there, and like I say, it was all corporate, all people in suits. No one really cares. Most of them weren't even watching the game. And then you look over behind the goals, and the fans are down there going mental. And I was thinking, God, I wish I was down there. Do you know what I mean? So, but I don't think you can really. I mean, that's like I say, it's corporate. Most of them ain't West Ham fans. It's businesses. So it is what it is. Like
it will take time. It will take time for the stadium to feel its way as well. That's it for this week, guys. Just quickly, guys, what's your prediction for Astra and what's your prediction for Bournemouth? So, Astra, quickly, I think we can get a 2-0 win away.
Our away record in Europe in last season, this season, is pretty diabolical. We lost only one on penalties in Malta. We obviously lost to Astra last season. We lost to Domzali this year. I was saying 1-1.
Yeah, I reckon we'll probably lose 2-1. I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, as long as
guys, prediction very quickly
for what? Sorry,
Bournemouth on Sunday.
I think we'll win that. I'm gonna say 2-0. Why not?
I'm gonna put my neck right on the line and say we're gonna win 3-0.
All right, I'm gonna go a proper soccer AM style 3-3.
Ooh.
Let's see. I think it's going to be a goal fest for the first ever Premier League game at Upton Park.
Who's going to score the first goal? Who's going to score the first Premier League goal at the Olympic Stadium?
Probably Andy Carroll.
I'm going to go Dimitri Payet if he starts.
I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start. I hope he does. But yeah, we'll see. No, I'll say Carroll. Yeah, Carroll.
Okay.
What the heck? Who's going to be the first red card at Olympics?
All right. Who do you think? It won't happen in that game, I hope. But if I had to put my neck out and say the first red card, I will say James Collins.
Yeah, it's got to be in it.
Or Noble.
Noble ain't seen red for a long time.
No, but he's liable. He's liable.
Tots up them yellows.
He does, but he normally gets taken off before it comes to the sort of second yellow situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, big ginge.
That's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Remember, guys, next week is our 25th show, which is massive because we've got Young Jack on the show. So if there's any questions, DM the Free Hammers on Twitter. You can also get us on Facebook if you want. DM us on there. I'll be pumping it all week, putting the Twitter post out. Whenever you see it, if you think of a question, get it in. He's going to answer all your questions. It's going to be a really good show. I hope he doesn't let us down. That's it. Thank you, guys, as always. Thank you for the 850 subscribers. Get us out there. Get us to 1,000 and we'll give away a shirt as well. That's it. Come on, you eyes. Let's go.
Cheers.